All right, everybody, good evening. Good evening. Welcome, everybody, to the aftermarket recap. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Thank you so much for joining me today and every day, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on our YouTube channel. It is 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday, January 19th. When you have the holidays, it really messes up your calendar. Dow Jones closed down 339 points. NASDAQ fell 1.15%, now in correction territory. S&P down about 1%. 45.32 on the SPX. VIX gained 4.65%, 23.85. Equal weight S&P fell 1.04%. Let's see, pretty much equal to the regular SPY. The dollar index fell 0.13%, 95.60. The 10-year yield fell 2%, 1.827%. Gold did gain 1.5% today, 1.59%. We hit GLD today. We posted that on Twitter. Feel free to take a look at that. Silver, 22.37, up 3.14%. High yield credit slightly fell, 85.59 HYG. Investment grade credit did gain 0.16%, 128.13. The Russell on the future side fell 1.5%, 2,060. Crude oil continued to go higher, slightly, 0.25%. Was higher early in the day, 85.03. Gasoline futures at $2.43 a gallon. Gold futures above 1800. Remember, we've been talking about that 1800 level. Finally got that breakout, 1840. Let me go ahead and show you GC. Nice breakout there. We caught that today. Silver futures up 3%, 24.19. Taking a look at crypto, 31.15 for Ethereum futures. Not much there. Not much movement in the crypto markets. 41.690 for Bitcoin futures today. So that's where we are. So again, a lot of technical things happened today that we're going to go over. The most important thing, we did catch SPY puts at the tail end day of the session. We did catch gold calls, and we caught Microsoft calls in the morning. So well done to the team. Microsoft actually had a decent day relative to the market. Was actually up. SoFi had a great day. Peloton, Penn, Netflix, Expo, Facebook, Costco, UNH, one of my favorite stocks to own. XOM did slightly gain. The big losers, Riot, Blink. Blink had a nice day yesterday. Mara, Upstart, Boeing, DraftKings, Tesla, Neo, Nvidia, Football TV, or Football, Caterpillar, Space was down. Again, now testing the $8 handle. Wow, a lot to say. So let's take a look here at FinViz at the groups and what worked and what didn't. What worked today? Basic materials up 1.21%, even with yields down. Consumer defensive gained 0.69%. Utilities gained 0.49%. Communication services down 0.32%, energy down 0.35%. Cyclicals and technology were all down. Financials were down. Again, Bank of America reported earnings, Morgan Stanley as well. Let's go to the maps today. Microsoft gained, Adobe gained, Facebook gained, now Meta, Twitter gained, Match Group gained, Amazon was down, Tesla was down, Apple was down 2%. Bank of America eked out a gain. Morgan Stanley did well today after their earnings. CME Group did get well today as well. Procter & Gamble, after their earnings, gained 3.36%, which helped boosted the consumer defensive side. They're also going to raise some prices. Target, Dollar General, Costco, Walmart, Coca-Cola, PepsiCo all did well. NEE was the big winner in utility side. Energy kind of middle of the road there. Nvidia down around 3.23%. Qualcomm was down. AMD was down. The chips were down. And again, in healthcare, you can see UNH, Thermo Fisher, Dexcom did okay, Allergen did well, Regeneron did well, and PerkinElmer, I don't know what that is, but they did well today. So let's kind of go ahead and zoom out and see what we're looking at. E-mini futures, S&P. All we are doing is really testing the December lows. You can see it here, December 1st to end of tail end of November. You can see we got as low as right around 44.98. Looks like we're testing that. We're still not at the level of loss of hope or capitulation where there's just fear in the market. When I say fear in the market, I'm talking about like March 2020 fear. Again, we still haven't broken the 200-day in the past 2 years. You could see here the lows we've gotten was around September and October. So again, that would be nice if we can test that. Again, 4,400 is my level. So 4,400, I'm going to start buying some more stocks. So again, I'm waiting for that level, but we're not there just yet. Until we start breaking down below around 4,496, 4,500, that's when 4,400 becomes in focus. But again, a lot of weakness out there. I think it's just shaking out a lot of people who are very levered to the long side. is what I'm seeing. NASDAQ, same deal, now in correction territory. We're still only about 6% off the highs on the S&P, but the NASDAQ, again, now we're testing the 200-day moving average. Have we hit that? No, we haven't broken that within the past year. If we go ahead and go to a 3-year period, have we broken down, let's say, the 50-day? Yeah, that was back in 2020 in March. So again, we're starting to get to a point where NASDAQ starts getting a little cheaper. But what is cheap? Cheap we need to see in terms of earnings. So earnings is the big deal. That starts next week in terms of the tech companies and the week after. So keep an eye on NASDAQ. I think NASDAQ starts getting into a buying opportunity right around at 14,750 or so. Again, right where the S&P starts getting to around 4,400, that's when capital should be. I'm going to start deploying a little more capital. Again, I don't want to stack cash that's becoming more and more worthless over time as they keep printing it, right? That's what everyone's telling me. So again, that's where we are. So again, not much of a panic out there that I see in terms of the VIX. As you can see, not really tons of panic. Again, you can see these spikes, but still stuck in range. Once we start breaking above 27.37, that's where it gets really interesting. Maybe the 30 handle, where you start really looking at some deals out there. Again, the market is not just Peloton. It's not just Palantir. It's not just AMC, AMD, NVIDIA, football, those names. I think that's where everyone is focused on because of the high beta names. But again, we've seen that the banks are doing okay. Industrials are doing fine. So again, there's a lot of bright spots in the market, but I think we're in the Reddit crowd, the Wall Street Bets crowd, we only laser focus on like 5 names and forget the rest of the market. The rest of the market is doing decent. I mean, you get these kind of cycles all the time. Nothing has really changed. Again, if you look at this from a 1-year perspective, is it really panic? No, I don't think so. 4,400 is where it gets really interesting, so that's what I'm waiting for. If we go ahead and expand a little more to the 3-year chart, yeah, I don't see it to the point of, oh my God, sell the kids. No, I don't see that. So again, yeah, you're going to get some red in the market, sure. But again, at the end of the year, still we end up green. I'd rather get this correction out of the way as soon as possible so we can have some opportunity to buy some stocks. I still haven't filled my IRA for the year. I get 6,000 contribution. You already know at 4,400, buying Apple. Can't wait. And I'm buying SpyG tomorrow, as I do every week. So again, I always say this for long-term investors. Invest early, invest often, cancel out the noise. You're going to be fine. But again, if you're watching this video, you just really want to see context. So I'm not going to be the type of guy to kind of push the narrative of fear that the world's going to end, because that never works. Again, I know that gets clicks and it gets more eyes if I put like fire around my face on the thumbnail. That's never going to happen. At the end of the day, yields are still relatively low. Yes, I do believe oil will get to $100 a barrel, and that's why I'm still holding XOP. Gold is breaking out finally. Took a little bit, but it's finally getting out there. You can see finally breaking above that 1800 to 1830 level. If we could possibly get to 1900, that'd be great. I own some gold coins. That'd be cool. But again, not a big part of my portfolio. But I think once we get to the level of complete throwing in the towel of people, that was in March of 2020 when people said, I'm never going to own stocks again. I can't believe this. Guess what happened after that? We soared. So again, I think this is more of an issue of just kind of dumping stocks and trying to see who's going to be the last man standing. Now, you can call that a bag holder if you wanted to. That's fine. But again, I have a long-term perspective on the market. I don't look at market in terms of investing day to day. That's just how I do it. Let's get to the questions. All right. Good afternoon, Carlos. What are the levels of support for Google and Amazon? Let's take a look at it. Oh, Google. I'll just put GOG. Same thing. Next level for me to buy is 24.44. Let me go and bring up the daily. That's my level to buy. That's kind of the beginning of the breakout. Looked like a small double top back in 2021, and then we finally broke above it. I don't know if we'll get there. 24.44 is a hell of a level to get to, even with the NASDAQ at correction territory. It looks like 2,700 might be the lowest we'll get, if not possibly 26.66. So I'm going to go ahead and move my alerts around 26.49. I think I can live with buying some more shares there. The other one was Amazon. I love Amazon. But again, we broke down below finally of this range. The lowest point we got was right around 3,000. I think 3,000 would be great to buy some. So again, I'm going to place an alert there. I'm ready to deploy some capital and buy some Amazon as well, or add some more. Good afternoon. Thoughts on SHW for initial position? Thank you. Let's see here. I want to say that's Sherwin-Williams, but I might be wrong. Sherwin-Williams, yeah, that's right, the paint company. Now again, they're part of the homes. Again, people are buying homes, painting their homes and everything like that. Housing was doing okay today. We had the leading housing starts, builders permits. Those are leading indicators for homes. They were up month over month. So again, you're starting to hit a level of support right around 298. That would be the level I'd go for. Good afternoon. What level should we start getting worried about SPX? I wouldn't say worried, but I would say interesting to buy right around 4,400, 4,425. We have yet to tap the 200-day moving average on the daily in the past 12 months or the past 2 years since COVID. So again, I think that's a buying opportunity to me. That's just me personally. Sell the kids so we can buy more stocks. There you go. Why not? I mean, how much can you get for kids these days? How much do they run? I want to buy Goldman Sachs, but it seems like they'll go lower. What do you think? Well, here's my question to you. Do you think Goldman Sachs is a good company long term? Do you think Goldman Sachs will ever go away? Probably not. I think Goldman Sachs does pretty much run the show in Congress and the White House. They have a lot of lobbyist money. They have a lot of money. And I don't think that Goldman Sachs is only based on their stock price today. I think Goldman Sachs is a great company. If I add more, I'd probably be around 320. I think Goldman Sachs is an amazing company. I added some more recently. So again, I welcome discounts. That's fine. I have capital ready to deploy. So again, I don't want to add when it's 4,800, 5,000. I want to add when there's a discount. That's the March 2020 playbook that I did on YouTube, and I told you guys. Let's see. Do you prefer S&P over an all-world ETF? 100%. S&P 500 ETF. Yes. How much lower can NQ go? All right, let's take a look at NQ. The next stop here, 15,000. After that, you really have right here at 14,481. That's your pretty much the not breaking point, but pretty much a caution flag, let's just say. And then you'll start getting to around a bear market right around 14,000, and then that'd be interesting enough to probably get some more for me. What's up, man? What do you ever short stocks? I don't short stocks. I buy puts. What is up, man? Thoughts on FB, fundamental wise, and TA? Appreciate your perspective. I think Meta or Facebook is an incredible company and is extremely cheap. They have tons of cash. They have zero debt. They have information on everybody who uses it. Everyone uses that thing. So again, Facebook is basically, how do I say this? They are herpes. No one wants herpes, right? That's the thing. Facebook is the stock equivalent of herpes. You know, people have it, they may not know it, people use it, and they probably don't care, but you don't speak about it. That's pretty much what Facebook is. Facebook is one of those companies that everyone hates, but can't stop using it. So let's just say herpes, let's say they are big tobacco. Big tobacco back in the 80s and the 90s where everyone hated them. Remember that? The truth commercials, quit smoking, da-da-da. Well, obviously no one listened because they're still in business. So I would say Facebook is pretty much big tobacco, not herpes. Herpes is an STD, no one wants that. But big tobacco, a lot of people still smoke across the globe and the United States. And people may talk crap about cigarettes, but they still smoke. So again, Facebook is like a Philip Morris or an Altria, where in the 80s and 90s where everyone was targeting them. Same thing with Facebook, except what they use is your data. And unless you plan to never use Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, what else do they own? They own other stuff. Oh, or the Oculus, or you're not interested in the metaverse. I think Facebook is absolutely a company that you want to own. I think below 300 is a gift, literally a gift. And I would buy hand over fist for $300 on Facebook because they're still relatively cheap. Good afternoon, Carlos. When do you think the correction will end? Now, seasonally speaking, I had a chart showing that seasonally, end of February and March kind of go a little higher side by side, but right towards the tail end of March, we start going a little higher based on seasonal patterns. So I do believe the faster we can get this correction, the faster we can move on with our lives. City levels to buy. Let's see. City levels to buy, again, Citibank is fine. I think below 60 is decent if you can get that price. I think JP Morgan's better, and I think Goldman Sachs is better. Morgan Stanley is better too. Even Bank of America. VO, nice buy in the past few days. Absolutely. That's the S&P. Yep. And again, guys, it depends how you think. It's all about that. Again, if you don't need the money, and hopefully your investment money you don't need within the next 3 to 5 years anyways. So if it did go down today, do you think they'll go down for the next 5 years? Well, we know that bear markets, based on the report that I posted to our team, bear markets don't last that long. They just don't. So let me see if I can get that here. I posted that in terms of the podcast and everything like that. Let me go ahead and move this over. This is my stuff. Let me see if I can go to desktop and show you what I'm talking about here. This is the Why We're Bullish report. and I will read you exactly how bear markets work. Now, again, we're not in a bear market, but again, a correction or something like that. So we'll go over it here. Let's see in terms of bull markets and their length, or in terms of recessions and bear markets, how long do they last? Again, you could see the longest the time period in between recessions. I'm talking about 20% or more drawdown in bear markets and back-to-back GDP falling. You could see that the average time period, remember, we just had one in 2020, is 5.8 years or 23 quarters. It's not even been 2 years yet since we had it. It's not even March. So unless we get another recession, which you think we are, unless you think it's 1980 to 1981, where it only took 1 year, we beat that last year. So again, do you really think we're going to have another recession or bear market? I highly doubt it. Statistically, will show it's not going to happen. Where do you think the 10-year will begin to flatten? I think that 2% level seems about right. I think 2%, once we tap that, again, I think we'll get some more buyers on bonds. And then 2% isn't bad if people can lock in that rate. But again, I really do believe the Fed is not going to get to that point where they want high bond yields. They'll probably buy some more. Remember, tapering is a very vague term, and there's a reason why they do that. Again, they never said, oh, this is our target. They're just slightly tapering. Again, the Fed is reactionary. They're not proactive. They always are the last people to the table. We know this. We know the drill. So once they get to 2%, in my opinion, I think that more companies will start buying bonds, and we'll get back down to around 1.6, in my opinion. I think once the Fed announces high rates, we'll be fine, pretty much. Biden can afford a crash before the midterms as well. I think we can all agree that most midterm elections, the other party wins. The saying goes in politics, people don't vote to say good job. People vote to say fuck you. So I think, my opinion, I think that, of course, the Dems are going to lose seats. Duh, that's the way it happens. And a market crash, I think, is irrelevant because he's not on the ticket. He's on the ticket 2 years later. I'll give you that. That's different. But again, we know after every presidential election, I tweeted all this stuff. The first year always goes well. New change, new regime, optimism. The second year is not the best year because that's the midterm elections. That is actually the weakest. The second year of a presidency is always the weakest for every year. Do you remember Trump's 2018? We all do, because guess what? What happened then? We had a correction in December. Oh my God, are you telling me that never happens? Guys, the saying goes, history does not often repeat, but it does rhyme. That's the key. So I don't care if Elmo's in office. I don't care if The Rock is in office. I don't care if Ronald Reagan's body comes from the grave. The second year of the presidency is always weaker in the stock market. It doesn't matter who's in the White House. You can vote whoever you want in. The president does not control the stock market. I don't care if you're Trump, Obama, Bush, Reagan, Lincoln, Washington, Biden, whoever. It doesn't work that way, guys. So again, if you want to praise somebody for the stock market going up, praise Wall Street. Don't praise the president because they have nothing to do with it. Now, again, they will take credit for it, but then they'll push the blame to someone else when it goes down. That's usually human nature. That's politics for you guys. Always remember that. The president does not control the stock market. I don't know how else I could say that. If I had a class today and you were in my classroom in college, I would write that on the big letters on the board and say, the president does not control the stock market. He doesn't. He never has, never will. No president in our history has ever controlled the stock market. Again, they'll take credit for it. You really think Bill Clinton did anything special to have the dot-com boom? No, he didn't do anything special. He got lucky. He got lucky. That was it. And George W. Bush was unlucky. Name of the game. It's all about timing in politics. The ways and the shift of the times, the shift in ideals, the shift of reform always happens, guys. Politics is so fickle. That's why I tell people, don't put all your energy into it. Debating politics, my God, it's a waste of time. You're never going to change anyone's mind. Vote how you want. That's fine. You really want to waste your time? By all means, go on the internet and debate with strangers about politics. All you're going to do is lose time. That's it. Again, what's important is use politics to your advantage. Understand the winds of change, what is changing, and make money off of it. Debating it, that's for losers. Make money off of it. That's the key. Be smart. I'm not saying don't be informed. Be informed, but don't be inundated. Completely different. You don't need to wake up every morning and check CNN or Fox News or whatever you watch and be pumped full of the same garbage every day. Left garbage, right garbage. It's all the same crap. Both sides want the same thing, more power, whether you like it or not. That's all it is. And you can be caught in the middle, and everyone knows this is the real deal, guys. 40%, I would say 30% of the United States is left. No matter what, they'll vote blue. 30% is right, will always vote red. And smack dab in the middle is 40%. The independents, the unsure, the ones who will vote one way or another. That's it. That's all they're trying to get. That really meat of the 40%. Now again, how everyone here votes is up to them. That's fine. Again, like I said, discussing politics is really a boring and a time waster. I'd rather you play Snake on your phone or Candy Crush if you really want to waste time. At least you get something out of it. You get some kind of fun out of it. Debating politics just ruins relationships, and it's stupid. It's a waste of time. Take advantage of politics. That's the key. Take advantage of where the political winds are changing. So again, we know, let's say next year, in 2 years from now, Trump wins re-election. Now we know what stocks to pick. Defense stocks. We know that gun stocks are probably going to go down because he's a little more liberal with gun stocks. When you have a liberal president, guess what goes up in value? Gun stocks. Because now the scary part is, are they going to take away guns? And then again, we know the drill, supply and demand, right? You got to understand when politics change what to look for. Again, when Republicans or conservatives are in office, they unleash the chains of business. Banks do better. That's the deal. And when liberals are in, usually big tech does better. Why? Because big tech pays money to Democrats. That's what you should focus on, not who's into abortion and gay marriage and all that nonsense. Yeah. That's all noise. That's all to talk to your crazy uncle at the Thanksgiving table. What you should focus on is, how can I profit from this? How can I profit from the market today? What is changing? That's the key. So again, once the midterm election comes and we get a little closer to it, I'll get you guys a playbook on what to look for. Because if the Republicans do win, again, a majority in both houses, which I expect, again, you're going to get a big time lock in terms of any kind of legislation posting or anything that's going to be passed. And again, you're going to unleash more business, lower taxes. You're not going to get any more tax hikes or anything like that. Again, good for business. Stock market goes up, right? So what will we focus on? Industrials, oil. We're going to focus on financials. Those boys. Make money off of the change, not complain about it. Big difference. Hope that makes sense. A house divided and itself cannot stand together. My man, we are called the United States, and we haven't been united on anything since 9/11. That's the last time this country was united on anything. It takes a disaster for this country for us to be agreed upon on anything. And the only thing I think we agree upon, majority of people, pineapple on pizza is stupid. Just kidding, if you like pineapple on pizza. There you go. When will we get more information on rate hikes? FOMC is next week, next Wednesday, so we'll start getting a little more information as our favorite Uncle Jerome Powell will be speaking in front of the camera again next Wednesday. Any other upcoming companies with growth potential radar? Palantir, my favorite company. Yes, Palantir. That Palantir. I am completely excited for their future growth. That's going to be my Tesla, let's just say. My Tesla down the line. Now, again, you don't have to buy it. I'm not recommending anyone to buy it. That's up to you. But again, to me, I would love for that thing to hit $10 a share so I can keep buying. I want to own more of Palantir. That's a difference maker in the future. To me, it's Google. Let's see. All right, that's it. So again, sorry about all the politics stuff. Again, guys, I'm just keeping it real at the end of the day. I'm just here to help. Again, I'm not a politician. I really don't care about talking about it every day. It's not my thing. I think it's completely a waste of time. But how can we profit from it? That's the key. Make money. Make money. Put money in your pocket. That's what I want. That's what I care about. Are you guys being educated? Are you guys going to make money? That's my mission, to help you make money. Other than that, I don't care. Their contracts are insane. Thank you. Thank you. Someone understands that, you know what, guys, sometimes a stock price does not tell the whole story. You're investing in a company, not the stock. Remember that. You're investing in a company, not the stock, long term. When you have that mentality, I'm investing in the company, the stock price really doesn't bother you. You don't even think about it. most of you guys, or if you're just ETF index fund holders, investment holders, you're buying every week, you don't give a crap of what's happening today. But again, if you're here, it's because you want to be educated, you want to see things in context the correct way. Again, I'm not here to fearmonger and tell you the world's going to end, because it's not the case. It's not the case. It just isn't. We're not even in correction territory on the S&P. And if you look on Twitter, you would have thought the world is ending. It's not. Interest rates are at 1.82 on the 10-year. We were at 4%, 5% in 2007. No one batted an eye. In 2000, in the dot-com era, it was 7%, 6%. No one batted an eye. In the 80s, it was 17% for a mortgage. I didn't hear a recession then. So I guess what happens is that when you get comfortable with something and you're used to something, any kind of change automatically is volatility. We don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want it. Sell the stock. So again, we know that dollars are worthless because the printing press is going up, and we've seen the value of the dollar completely slide. And yet, let's sell assets that beat inflation down the line so we can have inflated dollars. Where's the logic in that? Where's the logic in that? Makes no sense. But you know what beats in my opinion, fixes that? The inflation thing and the printing of dollars? Bitcoin. Bitcoin fixes it. But again, the problem is that Bitcoin has the stigma as just a speculative asset. Oh my God, it'll never work. You know what I heard that too? The internet. The internet, what's that? It'll never work. Now we live off it. Bitcoin is what the internet was in the 90s. It'll change how we look at capitalism forever. And I'll leave it at that. Thank you for listening to my monologue. It was a lot to go over. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Again, thank you so much for your time. Have a great rest of your day. I love talking to you daily, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow for the morning note. Cheers, guys.